Hi, and welcome to my 1 week postpartum update. I gave birth a week and a day ago, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. I'm going to begin by telling you a little bit about my actual birthing experience. Like, if you have seen my previous video, I did the whole timeline of what actually happened and how I ended up in the hospital 3 weeks before my actual due date. So I'll just give you a little sum up, I guess, and I'll leave the link below if you want to watch that one. But pretty much, I went to a doctor's appointment, and they told me that Ariana's fluid was really low, and she wasn't moving a lot. I had been getting non-stress tests for like 2 weeks now, but she wasn't moving at all, literally at all. We tried different positions. We had me eat some candy, nothing, and then I did feel her move less since Wednesday night. So like Wednesday night and then all Thursday, and then Thursday night I was like, yeah, there's something wrong. And I kind of joked about it to Eric because he wasn't actually gonna go with me to that appointment, and I was like, hey, so I'll probably call you and be like, yo, I'm getting transplanted to the hospital. But because I told him I felt like I was really dilated, I was like, because I kept telling him I kind of felt sick. I was like, I think Ariana wants to come. And so I told him, I was like, what if they tell me like you're 3 centimeters dilated or you're 4 centimeters dilated or something like that? And we just played around with it or whatever. But after getting the actual after actually doing the non-stress test and seeing how she wasn't moving, we moved on to the ultrasound, and then we were getting like a few slow movements, but they weren't like complete or anything. And then my OB said that it looked like I had low amniotic fluid, but she wasn't 100% sure, so she would rather me go to the my other ultrasound tech, like the specialist, high risk or whatever. And she sent me over there, and she actually told me, she's like, we can either send you to the hospital for monitoring and like for the movement monitoring, or we can send you over there to see what she says. So I didn't really get an option. She actually she gave me those two options, but she was like, yeah, let's go over there. She's like, can you go to that other place? And I was like, yeah, sure. So at this point I was already like crying because like as I was laying there taking the non-stress test, I didn't feel her. So I was like, it was horrible. And then having them move me into different positions, and then like laying on different sides, and then giving me the candy, drinking water, and she was still like not having big movements. That was like really depressing. So I was like complete meltdown there. And then after that I did go to my OB appointment, and the other technician, and then they immediately put me in. She was like, they first, it's like a nurse, I guess, and then she actually checks me, and she said everything seemed fine, like my fluid was awesome. She did, however, say that she wasn't being very active at all, and like by this time she should, because like I had eaten so much junk food like candy and like orange juice and water and everything, so she could move by that point, and she wasn't. And then so then the actual, I don't know what she's, I feel like she's in OB, I don't know, but like she went in and she told me how our baby was measuring small. I think she had gained like an ounce or two since my last visit with her, which was 2 weeks before that. And she said she was measuring really small, so that was more concerning than the actual movement or like the fluid. She said the movement was also like concerning, since it seemed as that could be related to her actually being in the smaller side. And then so she went ahead and said she was going to call my OB and they would discuss what to do. And then so she did, and she came back and she told me to wait for my OB to call me, but that I was going to get induced just because she wasn't like growing, and then the decrease in movement was concerning and alarming since she wasn't growing. So they didn't want me they feared a stillbirth. So they're like, we would rather her be out here safe than something else going wrong. So I went to the ultrasound. I'm sorry. I went to the hospital. I went home, and they called me, and my induction was gonna be like 2 hours after they called me at 3. And then so I went home, and like at this point I wasn't like scared or like upset, I guess. I mean, I was, because I felt like it was my fault and stuff, but not as much as whenever I came out of my OB appointment, because then I was crying because I felt like it was so nerve-wracking. But like knowing that I was gonna get induced and like in a way save her, that like made me feel so much better. But anyways, when we actually got to the hospital, we did start cytotech. I was at a 0, like completely closed. So it took a while for it to work, and then finally Pitocin, and that was strong. My contractions had been strong even before the Pitocin, but like once Pitocin kicked in, I was like crying, and then I was in bed rest, so I couldn't even get up to change any position. I was there from like 3 p.m. whenever I got there till like when I finished, well, till I left home, but pretty much till I finished labor, when I was able to get up. And so it was really like I couldn't, like, for during the contractions, I was telling Eric how I feel like if I could stand up and like bend down or like sit in my ball, I could have handled them. But just having to lay there and not being able to move, it made them so much worse. And well, yeah, so she finally arrived after I got my epidural, which I think was the best decision we could have taken, just because I wasn't progressing. And even though I was like 99.9% sure I wasn't going to get the epidural, having the doctor tell me it was best for me to get it, I was like, sure, whatever. Like, at this point, it had been 24 hours and nothing had like literally changed at all. So we did get it, and like after that 2 hours, pretty much 2-3 hours later, she was here. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Okay, so I actually, like, honestly, if I would have known, and I mean, it could have not been the epidural, it could have just been like, hey, you were gonna dilate that fast either way. But I honestly feel like it was the epidural. If I would have known that would have happened, I would have honestly gotten the epidural since like before, since they were telling me to get it, like as soon as I got there, pretty much. But yeah, so after she was born, I did not tear at all. She came out in 2 pushes. Like, I pushed once, and on the second one she was out, and I bet she would have been out in like the first one. It's just that I was just kind of scared, but not really. I did not tear. And yeah, I was pretty much like, after I gave birth, like I was ready to get up and out. I was really hungry also. So after I got up and ate, they disconnected it beforehand, I think. The catheter, I don't remember, but I got up to use the restroom, and they were like, oh, you're gonna like not feel your legs because of the epidural. But honestly, I felt my legs perfectly. I got up, and I was so excited to get up and use the restroom, just because I had been laying there for hours. And after I I went to the restroom, and I had heard that like your first pee was horrible, and your first poo was horrible. I had no pain when I went to pee. It was like awesome, like felt nothing. And then I actually did use go number 2 on the second day, or like that same day, I guess. Well, no, not really, on Sunday morning, but like during the night. And that was completely normal also. Honestly, I was in no pain. I was so scared of that because I had heard so many horrible stories about it. But it was fine. And then after that, like, I thought there were supposed to be lots and lots of blood. No. Well, in my case, I am bleeding so little. Like, I bled pretty much like a lot the first couple of hours. And like after I changed my pad that first time, it was like pretty much gone. Like, it was just little drops here and there. And then like right now, I am pretty much done, I guess, with the bleeding. I don't know why. I don't know if it's normal, but I don't really bleed. I bleed like a tad little bit, and so it's just pretty much spotting. I'm still wearing my pads either way, but it's like completely gone almost. And then also besides that, I honestly think like I haven't weighed myself. I'm gonna try to do that before uploading this video, but I don't really have a weight because I'm at my mom's, and I don't have one at my house either, so it doesn't matter. But I feel like I'm fine. I don't think I stayed, like, I feel like I lost a lot of weight, but I really don't know since I haven't weighed myself, but I look pretty much like what I used to look like before getting pregnant, so that's exciting. I haven't been doing anything special. I feel like, honestly, 100%, I do not feel tired at all. I do, I guess in a way, a thing is that I am tired. I'm just sleepy, but that's because Ariana does not let me sleep, and that will be talked more about during her 1 week update. But as far as me goes, fine, I'm feeling awesome. I'm gonna actually show you my belly, and I am gonna talk about my stretch marks because I did get a lot. I'm gonna try to get something for them this week. I haven't gotten out of the house at all, pretty much, so just for doctor's visits, but so I haven't sent Eric for anything either, but I'm gonna try to get something and try to see if that works because my stretch marks are very defined, and I mean, honestly, I don't care if they stay there, but they're like really defined, so I'm hoping they like slim down a little bit. And then also my back, I have like this weird rash, and I'm actually gonna call my OB on Monday and ask her if I can like go see her if it hasn't gone down, because it's like really itchy, and my sister-in-law says that it probably is normal just because of like the epidural, like I probably had an allergic reaction to it or something, but I feel like it should have gone down by now, and I honestly did not notice it till I got home, so I don't know if it was there at the hospital or if it was something they gave me afterwards. But I'm gonna call her on Monday and see what she says, and if I can go in that Monday or Tuesday if it hasn't gone down, because it's like really itching. But I'll show you that also. And that's pretty much it. I'm feeling awesome. Here's my belly. This is with the shirt on. And then I am still wearing maternity pants. This is what it looks like. I have a little belly, but I mean, like I said, this is pretty much, I feel like, what I looked like before giving birth. So, I mean, before getting pregnant. And like, as you can tell, my stretch marks are there a lot. And then this is the rash I was talking about in the back. I'll update y'all on that as soon as I know something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.